What's up, everybody? Justin here, After Hours Auto Sports, with another quick episode of In the Shop. So it is now, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Thursday. Some parts showed up that I wasn't expecting to be here till tomorrow, so I guess we're gonna work on that today. So I will show you what we've got going on back here. A couple changes we're gonna make I didn't mention in yesterday's video. So yeah, let me flip this around and go from there. So what we've been running here is we have a single Optima yellow top. You can see there. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. It works okay. We have some starting issues. We're also a little front heavy, so we decided to just go ahead and switch from the Optima to a Odyssey. I keep wanting to say Ballistic. To some Odysseys. They have 100 more cold cranking amps than the Optima, so it should give us a little more oomph on those cold starts. And they use the same mount was the other reason. So we already have this mount here that we can use. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mimic that setup right here in this empty area, run 2 batteries, give us a little bit more leeway for cranking, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to get this area cleaned up, get the new box welded in, and then I'll pick back up. All right, so we got the area mostly prepped. I'm going to double check it, make some more Sharpie lines, and make sure that we got all of it prepped. Whatever paint Supreme Refinish used on this is hard to tell. Basically the wire wheels won't touch it until you essentially burn it off first, and then just use those to clean it up after. So this is our box from Trail Gear. That's what we have on the other side. They're super easy and affordable on Summit for these gel cells that you want to mount under the car or whatever. So yeah, let's check and see how we did and see if we can start welding. So again, this is our box here. You can see our other one here. I'm basically just trying to match this one, not exactly, but give or take. So we're throwing this one up in here, about like that. And it seems to be, sorry, my LED light's doing crazy shit with this. Bottom edge is good. That edge could use a little more there. These 4 look good. That top corner needs more. And that's about it. So we'll hit a little more of this and then we'll get it prepped, wiped down, start welding. All right, so what you saw there was me wire wheeling, double checking, triple checking, that this was going to be all clear when we go to weld it. It's not a difficult weld. It's what I would, I guess, call an annoying weld, because that's about 1/8 inch on the battery box to about, God, the back of the seat, 14 gauge maybe, if not thinner. It's really thin. So you want to get all the paint off that, make it so your welds go as smooth as possible and it doesn't come back to bite you in the ass later. So now that we got everything cleaned up, I'm going to roll the welder out and get her burned in. All right, so we just finished getting that welded up. Obviously the gas tank area, rear seat, floor section, whatever you would call that, is not perfectly flat like we would wish it would be, and the battery box is. So what we did, because we're on a time crunch, is just pretty much welded wherever it touched enough. It's more than enough. We've got probably a total of 12 to 14 inches of weld on it. Like I said, more than enough. We definitely wouldn't want to risk tossing a battery out on track. Kevin would not like us very much if we did that. So it's in there, it's solid. I'm gonna go ahead and get this yellow top pulled out while that cools down. Get a Odyssey in there, hit that with some paint, let that dry, and then get the other Odyssey in there, and then start rewiring all this shit. So, like I said, we've got both of them up under here now. Bop, bop, bop. But, so like I said, they fit. I mean, they're not going anywhere. It's not an issue. But height-wise, there's some weird shit going on between these and the Optimas. And there's also two different part numbers. So this box is actually a different part number than this box, which Summit also doesn't make very clear, but it is what it is. It works. So Bob ran over to AutoZone because we got to rewire all this stuff now to get some new battery terminal ends, because these are kind of full. So we found some that have dual inlets. To clean that up, we're going to wire these together. That way we stay 12 volts. We don't want to fuck that up and go 24 volts. That would be a bad day. And hopefully this is the end of our starting woes. All right, so while Bob is going to get those terminal ends and stuff, I'm kind of moving on to the next thing. I believe that I touched in the last video a little bit on some of the PCV stuff that was going on with us blowing oil, filling the can quick, all sorts of stuff like that. So we got that mostly solved thanks to the help of some friends and flipping the valve covers and doing bigger lines and blah, blah, blah. But one thing I don't like about the way this ended up is that we've got basically the breather filter is right next to the supercharger belt and in the open wheel well. So if theoretically we did fill the can, which like I said, we're not blowing hardly anything anymore, so it might be a non-issue, but for peace of mind, I don't want that to blow on his steer tire. That would be a bad day. I don't want it to blow on the supercharger belt. That is also a bad day. So I grabbed some various just AN fittings from Summit and Vibrant and stuff like that, just off the Summit website while we were in St. Louis, to see if I can't piece something better together to move that vent away from the tire, from the, I almost just tripped, the supercharger belt, some stuff like that. So let me flip this, and I did find an app that will let me flip the camera, so so yeah, like I said, this is here. It could potentially blow out here, which is where a tire would be, and it's right next to this belt. So I'm going to try to play with some fitting stuff and see what I can make happen here. All right, so it looks like Summit sent us not the wrong part, but a misbagged part, which, if you look here, it says 10 male coupler black. What they actually sent was a 10 to 8 adapter. That's okay. I have more 8 stuff than I do 10 stuff. So this is basically what I came up with based on what I had laying around and a couple parts that I ordered. Flip this if it would read my finger. So this is what we've got going on now. I changed this to just a straight 10 from this weird vent thing that Radium had. Kind of nixing the filter for now. So basically this will screw onto here. This is a hose end with Vaseline on it, so I can build a hose. It barely fits there with the supercharger, but basically this will allow me, there's a nice hole down there, to run a hose basically just down to wherever I want, probably right next to the catch can drain line that's already down there. I don't think you can see from up here, but the drain line for the catch can is already down there. I'll run this next to it, zip tie it, hang the filter down low. That way if it blows, it just blows. And it's not into super important engine driving criticals. So I'm going to make that hose and then go from there. So I was being dumb. I actually don't have any 8AN hose, which I thought I did. Oops. But it actually worked out better because I now can not use that giant contraption of fittings and adapters. And I was able to just make a 90. So much simpler. I don't know why I was being so dumb 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to get this installed. It's long right now because I'm not really sure where it's going to route yet. Mark it where I'm going to cut it off at and get a filter on the other end and call it. Show you what we ended up doing here. So I just got a straight 90 coming out of here, going down, and then I will lift the car up and show you the underside. So it's kind of dark. This is the hose coming down from the catch can. The oil filter and reservoir or cooler lines are here, so I kind of just followed those. Came wrapped around here, and then just have the filter here. It is a little low, but it's definitely not a big deal. That way, if it decides to overflow and blow oil, it's blowing it to the center. It's not going to hit a tire right off the bat. It won't be a big deal at all. So definitely happier with that than where it was. Easy fix. So I think that's pretty much all we're going to get to today. Bob was able to find the stuff we need to do the batteries, so he picked that up and it'll be here tomorrow. So we'll work on that. I got to fix some stuff on the rear firewall tomorrow. And then we pretty much just have to nut and bolt the car, fix anything we find loose or damaged. I know the rear shock bolts are having some issues, so I'll fix that tomorrow. And then hopefully the manifold will be here either Saturday or Monday, because that's really all we're waiting on for the next steps on that. So yeah, just kind of trying to do what we can while we wait on parts, do stuff as parts come in, and hopefully have this thing in the trailer ready to go to Seattle soon. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out the episode tomorrow, doing all that stuff. And I'm going to try to do one of these a day as long as there's stuff to do, stuff to cover. So yeah, thanks again. See you later.